This is a prime New York steak, but using this method you can cook any steak you like at home. See these white flecks? It's fat within sections of meat called marbling. It gives flavor and juiciness. Long story short, the more white dots, the better the quality of the steak. Leave your steak at room temperature for an hour before cooking. This way it will cook more evenly. Now give it a quick rinse to get rid of any excess blood. Dry it up because otherwise there will be a lot of oil splashing when the steaks are put in the pan. Dry them gently unless you want pieces of paper sticking to your meat. Now cut off the excess fat. Sometimes it can be easily removed by pinching it and pulling it with your fingers. We are left with amazing cuts of 2 to 2.5 cm thick steaks. Freeze and save the excess fat for a hearty soup or throw it away. Cooking outside because there will be a lot of smells and it can get a bit smoky, but it can easily be done inside. Just get your extractor hood going. High heat with fire lightly running by the sides of the pan, or 8 to 9 for electric stoves. Get your pan nice and oily. High heat will not let your steaks soak up the oil, but instead give them an amazing sear. Season your steaks with a nice amount of black pepper. Don't worry, quite a lot of it will be left on the pan. Mop it up, don't forget all the sides. Now a drizzle of oil. Gently massage your meat, get them nice and oily. This way the salt will stick much better. Now for the salt. I use flake salt since it gives a nicer sear, but any salt is fine. Give your steaks a generous amount of salt just before putting them in the pan, otherwise they'll get dry. The flavor the salt gives, oh man. Wrinkles in the oil and light smoke coming out, the pan is ready for the steaks. We'll be cooking them in 3 different ways according to the degree of meat doneness. Medium rare, medium to medium well, and well done. No pinching your hand or the steaks in the pan to somehow figure out if it's done or not. Simply get your timer running. Don't shake the pan or move the steaks, they will sear better this way. Flip them after 2.5 minutes. Look at that nice sear. If you want an even nicer sear, nearing the end of the cooking, tilt the pan a bit and let the oil catch fire. Careful, too much fire? Just close the pan with a lid and let it cool off. After 2.5 minutes on each side, our medium rare steak is done. Flip the other ones and leave them for 1 minute. Put a lid on it so it won't get cold. After 1 minute, take out the medium well steak and then flip the last steak. Cook it for 1 more minute. You can see some smoke rising from the pan, but that's nothing to worry about, because when we flip our final steak after 1 minute, you can see that all we have is an amazing sear. Take our final steak out, put a lid on them, put a few towels on, and leave them in a warm place for 5 to 10 minutes to rest. I found that the best time for resting is 5 minutes. This way you will get some juice spilling on your plate when you cut up the steak, but a lot of it will be retained inside. After 10 minutes, the cut up steak will leave little to no juices on the plate, and maybe it's cool for restaurants, but it will be a little drier. Either way, definitely save the juice. Make a sauce out of it with some butter and sour cream, or freeze it into cubes for later. It tastes of heaven. So now we have our steaks. Cutting time. Seven to 8 minutes for well done. Just a slight bit of pink in there. 6 minutes for medium to medium well. And 4 to 5 minutes for my favorite, the juiciest, the medium rare. Cut them up into thin slices, put them on a sandwich, or just eat them whole with your favorite garnish on the side. And now, cooking the perfect steak will be easy. Cheers!